My name is Deb Lopez, founder of Animal Fairy Charities and co-leader of a national grassroots campaign for animal welfare. I have loved and fostered companion animals all my life, and am now working to help others who are in the trenches every day, rescuing, caring for, and providing for animals in need. And now, Animal Fairy Charities presents Animal Advocate Television, a show designed to help inform, educate, and engage the public on animal welfare issues and provide support and recognition for those who are out there giving of themselves to make things better for our companion animals. So join us as we take you on tours of shelters and rescues right here in Wisconsin. We'll keep you up to date on legislation and laws governing animal welfare and show you ways you can get involved by fostering and adopting. We'll even have a segment for children aimed at teaching them compassion at an early age. So stay tuned and help be the voice for those who cannot speak for themselves. Animal Advocate Television is brought to you by Milwaukee Emergency Center for Animals, Bark and Scratch Outpost, Hawes, Humane Animal Welfare Society, and Fetch Magazine.
The small animal department here at Hawes is overseen predominantly by our volunteer staff. We have a very dedicated core of volunteers and one of the nicest small animal wards in the entire state of Wisconsin.
My name is Nancy Pipke, P-I-P-K-E. I work in the small animal ward, and I've been here 6 or 7 years. I get here every day around 7:45, and the first thing we do is open all the cages, feed all the animals, because they only get fed once a day, so they're all pretty hungry from not being fed for a whole day. So then we feed them, take all of them out, set up X-pens, exercise pens, and take them all out, put them in the pens so they have more room than their normal cages, and then we clean their cages, leave them out for hours at a time, and when we're all finished with cleaning the cages and it's getting later, we put them all back and they've all had a nice run. Right now we have mostly rabbits, we have some guinea pigs, we have turtles. A couple of weeks ago we had ferrets, chinchillas. 4 weeks ago we had birds, lots of birds, cockatiels, parakeets. We have an iguana too.
This is his stomach, completely filled with gas. Normally it should be about this. It should be about this tiny. He's totally bloated with gas. So the best thing to do is to get him admitted, get him on IVs, get a nasal gastric tube you put in his nose, goes down to the stomach, and then you pull that air out, and then keep it decompressed through the night. So you keep pulling out air, and then what we do is we add in food through that nasogastric tube too.
Kathleen Foltz from Bark and Scratch Outpost. I'd like to talk to you about your pet's dental health. At Bark and Scratch Outpost every day we have customers looking to find answers for their dog's bad breath or the overall dental health of their dog or cat. We have many products that can help you choose the right way to take care of your animal's teeth. Chewing comes naturally to a dog. Finding the right chews helps your dog or cat naturally rid teeth of tartar and plaque. When looking for a formed and consumable dental chew, look at the ingredients to make sure it is digestible and a healthy part of your dog or cat's diet. Natural chews include tendons, bones, and antlers, available dried, freeze-dried, or frozen. Never offer cooked bones as they can splinter and cause severe health issues. Dental additives are a choice for those whose animals don't chew enough and may not allow brushing. These work with naturally occurring enzymes and may be sprinkled on food or added to your pet's drinking water. Many veterinarians agree that brushing your pet's teeth regularly is the best way to keep teeth clean. Begin by finding a toothpaste made specifically for pets. Human toothpaste has ingredients that are harmful to your pet's health. Begin slowly by offering a bit of poultry or beef flavored toothpaste as a treat from your finger each night. Choose either a finger toothbrush or a regular brush that works easily with the size and shape of your dog or cat's mouth. Offer the toothpaste on the brush, building up over time to brushing one tooth and working up to the whole mouth. Make it fun and make it a habit that will benefit your pet's health for many happy years. We're glad to help you choose the right products for your dog or cat's dental health. At Bark and Scratch Outpost, we want you and your pets to live happy, healthy lives.
Our helpful staff is available 7 days a week. Bark and Scratch Outpost, 5835 West Blue Mound Road, MilwaukeePetFood.com. We think outside the bag.
MilwaukeePetFood.com, Bark and Scratch Outpost.
You know, we get asked a lot of questions. Are there special products or vacuums for pet owners? And I'm excited to be here at West Bend Vacuum to talk to Lee and Jim Taylor about all their wonderful products. Lee, tell me about some of the other products you sell here at West Bend Vacuum.
What we sell here is Kitty Scram, and Kitty Scram, you apply it to the area, it smells like bubble gum, and it keeps the cats and dogs from returning back to the area.
Lee, tell me about your stain remover product.
This is Pet Out, and it removes the yellowish brown stains that your pet has created on your carpeting.
Will this help take away some of the odors?
Oh, absolutely. IQAir does have special units for that to take the ammonia odor out, which is usually related to cats.
Probably help with a lot of respiratory issues too.
Absolutely, these don't have any kind of ionizer in there at all. Ionizers create an ozone, which is an irritant to the lung, and these are 100% ozone free.
Is this the only size it comes in?
No, they actually have a compact model which does not have the charcoal filter, and then they have a Pro series. The reason for the Pro Plus, it kind of covers everything. It's been the best seller there is. We have touched on some little higher end models due to special application for doctors' offices, for labs, for developing rooms. That's the charcoal filters. They're all charcoal filter tubes in there, and that's mainly for odors and gases and toxins that are in the air that these remove.
Hi, I'm Lori Minetti. We, as a compassionate nation, can no longer look the other way when it comes to our abandoned, abused, or neglected animal companions. It's time for us to step up and be the strength and the voice for those who cannot speak for themselves. You can be that voice through your tax-deductible donation to Animal Fairy Charities, an organization dedicated to raising and distributing funds to other nonprofit animal welfare groups. Log on to animalfairycharities.org or call 262-989-0604.
Today's show is brought to you by Milwaukee Emergency Center for Animals, Bark and Scratch Outpost, Hawes Humane Animal Welfare Society, and Fetch Magazine. And now a word from our sponsors.
Bark and Scratch Outpost.
Got pet nutrition? We do. You are what you eat. The same is true for your pet. We offer a large variety of local and national brands, organic and natural pet foods, essential oils, and cleaners. The benefits of feeding a natural pet food are less shedding, less stool, and less illness. A locally produced natural dog food is 40 pounds, $27.99. Our helpful staff is available 7 days a week. Bark and Scratch Outpost, 5835 West Blue Mound Road, MilwaukeePetFood.com. We think outside the bag.
MilwaukeePetFood.com, Bark Bark and Scratch Outpost.
I felt that there was a great need for not only emergency and critical care, but referral work as surgery, internal medicine, critical care medicine, something that was open 24/7. And I was very excited to come down here, open up a new hospital, and bring this type of care to the Milwaukee area. Also, there's nobody in this area that sees exotic pets. So that was another thing that was going to be one of my passions of providing for the Milwaukee area.
Milwaukee Emergency Center for Animals. Mecca.
The Humane Animal Welfare Society of Waukesha is so much more than a shelter. Our adoption staff, animal caregivers, and behavior department ensure the best possible adoptive companion. Our spay-neuter programs actively combat pet overpopulation in our area, and our animal rescue team safely returns lost pets back home. PAWS does one-on-one consultations, holds a variety of training classes and seminars, and even hosts camps for kids. Our shelter is and always has been open admissions and full service, providing resources for pets and their people for a happy lifetime together. PAWS, we're building a society that's humane.
Where there's pets, there's fur, and where there's fur, there's vacuums. And nobody knows vacuums better than Jim and Lee from West Bend Vacuum. Lee, what's the latest?
The latest is the Simplicity Synchrony Vacuum Cleaner. Great for pet hair. It has the steel agitator with extra long brushes and a lifetime belt and a 2-motor system.
Jim, what about pet allergies?
Well, we have the IQ Air, the world's best air purifier. It's not 99.9% dust-free, it's 100% dust-free. IQ Air Pro Plus is the air purifier for you.
Call West Bend Vacuum today.
262-335-2222.
Rock's Positive Canine Training is a humane canine training facility offering training for all dogs regardless of breed or behavior problems. Trainer Frank Allison specializes in the badly behaved dog, including but not limited to aggressive and antisocial issues. Rock's Positive Canine Training offers private and group lessons to accommodate your schedule. If you're looking for a trainer for your dog, look to Rock's Positive Canine Training, 262-662-4160.
Are you looking for that special companion? Stop in at Secondhand Purrs, where we can match up your needs perfectly. We're a cat rescue dedicated to the rehoming of abandoned or unwanted cats. We have a wide variety to choose from, babies, young adults, and seniors. Come in and spend some time selecting your new family member, or visit our website at secondhandpurrs.org. We are continually taking in new cats that need a loving home like yours. Come and visit us today.
My labs are Rookie and Cody. Rookie, I think, is going on 9. Cody is going on 3 or 4. And they're the strangest 2 labs I've ever been around. One of them loves attention, and one of them likes just to hang out. And I couldn't tell you who the alpha dog is, you know, and it's fun. Rookie was the first one. I had him since he was a baby. And about 3 or 4 years ago, Kim and I were walking through a PetSmart and saw Cody sitting there kind of by himself when he was about 6 months old, and we couldn't say no. And if we lived on a big acreage, we'd probably have about 6 or 7 dogs. I'd like to have a chocolate one, a tan one, a couple black ones, and if there's any other, I think there's a red one. I think there's a red lab now. So labs are tremendous. Dogs are tremendous, but labs just have that genuine love. They love you every day, no matter how you treat them, just as long as you feed them. If you don't feed them, they might eat your house down, but other than that, they're the best dogs in the world. My biggest philosophical thought on animals, especially dogs, are I think they teach children how to connect with people. And people say, what are you talking about? Well, connection with human beings is not the easiest thing in the world. When we get older, we don't. I mean, I have trouble connecting, but it's easy to connect with a dog. And I think when kids have to go through that initial stage of connection with a friend or a teacher or a mentor or a minister or a priest or something like that, I think somehow they kind of work it through. I know I did. I worked it through with I had a dog for 16 years, a mutt named Jinx. And I did paper routes with him. I rode bikes with him. I did everything with him. And when I had problems, I talked to him before I talked to my mom and dad. So I think it's kind of like, I think there's a soulfulness to their love. And they're there for you all the time. Everybody should have a dog. My first dog, Jinx, he used to love to get in the car, used to stick his head out the window, all that stuff that dogs do. And my dad says, you got to take him down, you got to put him down. And so I said, okay. And I tried to get him in the car the day I was going to take him to the place to put him away. And he wouldn't get in my car. He wouldn't get in the car. And I couldn't do it. I said, he knows what I'm doing. I can't do it. I couldn't do it. My dad had to do it. So I have my moments of, I mean, I cry when I lose my dog. And I think everybody that has that passion for him is that way. I think there's a connection to animals that I definitely have. Of course, dogs are my passion, but you know, Kim and I went to a wolf sanctuary outside of Fort Collins, Colorado, and that was really a wonderful experience. And I enjoy with my 7-year-old Casey talking about animals. We have the zoo books already. Every month we get the zoo books. I think somewhere along the way I gotta get to Africa one more time just to go into the wilderness and feel the soulfulness of animals and being in their country, in their territory, in their land, rather than the humanness of where we've taken over so much of our country that we don't let our animals have the freedom to be who they are. I think the connection between animals and people bring good things out of people. It just seems there's a friendliness, there's a whatever, an enzyme or a juice that animals make us feel loving and compassionate. And if we could have that as human beings with each other, we'd probably be a better society. But there's just a connection of peace and relaxation. There's a connection of comfort, of support that we all strive to have through relationships, through our peace in our own life. And you know, it's somewhat spiritual in my mind. It's somewhat godlike. Well, we read all the fairy books, and the animal fairies is the most important to her. To take care of the animals is extremely important in fairyland. And you know something, I think they're right. Taking care of the animals should be extremely important in America. A lot more important than it is right now.
Can we get there? Can we as a nation someday claim that no healthy and treatable animal is ever euthanized again? 3 to 4 million animals will die in shelters across the country this year. Many of these animals were someone's pet and then given up because of relocation, the economy, a divorce, behavior issues, and disability or death of their caretakers. But it doesn't have to be this way. There are more homes than there are animals in shelters that would be willing to adopt these guys if they were better informed. We need to reach out and educate our communities and tell them many shelter animals are in shelters because of people reasons, not because they are bad pets or did something so wrong. Statistics tell us that 23 million people will get a pet this year. 17 million of those people have not yet decided if they will purchase their pet through a commercial source or adopt their pet from a shelter. We only need a small percentage of those 17 million people to adopt their pet to get there.
Our loyal companion animals provide us with unconditional love, yet many of them end up abandoned. The lucky ones end up in shelters and rescues with a second chance for a new life. Fortunately, there are people out there willing to give their time, love, and resources to help give back to our animal companions. But the costs for food, shelter, medical, or even transportation to care for these animals can be staggering. Please log on to animalfairycharities.org or call today 262-989-0604 and give something back to those who give so much.
Fetch Magazine is a resource for dogs and their owners, offering everything from dog rescues and promoting adoption to canine health and wellness, dog parks, doggy daycares, rescues, shelters, and so much more. 20,000 copies of the magazine are printed quarterly and distributed to over 300 locations throughout Metro Milwaukee and the surrounding suburbs. Best of all, check out their free online animal event calendar. Make sure to pick up your copy of Fetch Magazine. To learn more, you can log on to fetchmag.com or find Fetch Magazine on Facebook.
Hi, I'm Jeff Cirillo. Too many dogs are facing euthanasia in shelters today because of their aggressive disposition and cannot be adopted out. At the Humane Animal Welfare Society in Waukesha, their behavior department is all about saving lives. At Haws, the philosophy is simple. Dogs can be rehabilitated and find forever homes. You can help us help them. Join Haws in their commitment to rehabilitate and rehome dogs, giving them the respectable quality of life they deserve.
We live in really tough times right now, and one of the first things that suffers are our pets, dogs, cats. We don't think about the horses and the large animals so much because we know there's shelters out there for the smaller animals. We have to make our donations to these farms and rescues that take care of these fellows, like this little Mustang here, or the llamas that don't have homes anymore. Make sure to make your donation, no matter how big or how small, it helps.
Because you love him completely, because he is part of your family. When your pet needs emergency care, you want the very best trauma and critical care specialist standing by. You know there's only one place you can trust and always count on.
I thank Mega and Dr. Derek Crescent for the medical care for Bailey.
Dr. Crescent and I are very happy that we were able to provide medical care for Bailey and all the other Milwaukee Brewer player pets.
Most people have no idea about what's going on in this country with our American horses and burros.
We want to believe. We want to trust.
Horse slaughter proponents argue that horses would be treated just as humanely as cattle if horse slaughter plants were reopened in the U.S.
It was a well-regulated industry, they say, that provided humane euthanasia.
It's the humane thing to do.
They do it as humanely as possible.
The USDA was there all the time.
They would come at the end of the day and say, Dr. Friedlander, your inspector stopped the line for 10 minutes today. At $5,000 a minute, we lost $50,000. You write them up and it puts it in the file, nothing else happens.
Proponents don't want the public to know just how inhumane horse slaughter is.
There are plenty of wonderful cats out there. They have been brought to us from homes where the families can no longer care for them. That does not mean that they're misfits. They are some wonderful, loving, warm cats. We have a variety of cats that need a little extra work, and we need the individuals out there in the world that are willing to take the time to work with these animals and to spend a little bit of time. Our volunteers do this. That's part of what we do at the shelter, is the socializing, getting to know the temperaments and the attitudes. You have to have catitude. It is a cat, after all. And what the cats have to offer. We are very open with the individuals and the cats that we have and the kittens that we have, what their temperaments are, what their personalities are, because again, it is very important for us to find a good fit. Quite often what really happens is the cat is the one that makes the decision of who they go home with.
You have to ask yourself if you want a puppy, if a puppy is the right dog for you. A lot of older dogs are in shelters. They already are housebroken, they already have great personalities, and they need a second chance. Puppies aren't for everyone. You have a lot of responsibility with a puppy. Not everybody has that time and commitment to be able to do that. Give an older dog a chance.
Dogs are really part of our families today, and you can see that Emma is just one of my dogs in my family. And I think that they help our kids grow up. They give a family a sense of caring for another living being, which is really helpful for kids. And they go on vacations with us. We take them to doggy daycares. We take them to community bark and dog wash and fluff and buff them. And so when I photograph dogs, I'm really cognizant that what I'm photographing is a member of the family. So we go for rides. Yep. And so my dogs have traveled all the way to Alaska and back with me. And so they're definitely a part of my family. But when I photograph dogs, what I really look for is what is their personality? Because every dog is a little bit different. Some are more athletic, some are older and more sedate, and just little couch potatoes. And some go to work with their owners as well. And so when I photograph them, I like to see what's the sense of their personality and be able to capture that for people. But more importantly too, it's really important for me to photograph people and their dogs together, because it's the relationship that is really so important. And anybody that's owned a dog or a pet or a cat really knows how important that relationship is, that they give us comfort, they can make us laugh, and take us to places within ourselves that maybe we've never been before. One of the things that my clients tell me when I photograph them and their pets is that they can really feel emotion in the images, that there's a sense of, sometimes there's a sense of joy, sometimes there's just a sense of crazy laughter with the dog, or there's very much a sense of peace and calmness that you can see between the owner and their dog. But clients really say that they like to see that in the images. One of the things that I think that my clients would say is that when they come away from the experience of the session with their pet, that they're going to feel really good about that they would have enjoyed it, that they're going to be very happy with what they have at the end. Because after our dogs are gone, we're just left with the pictures and the memories.
Today's show is brought to you by Milwaukee Emergency Center for Animals, Bark and Scratch Outpost, Hawes Humane Animal Welfare Society, and Fetch Magazine. Dear fellow animal advocate, my name is Deb Lopez, founder of Animal Fairy Charities. I am writing you today for support in helping make Animal Advocate Television possible. Your financial support in the way of sponsorship or donation will not only show the community you care, but will give voice to those who cannot speak for themselves. Call me at 262-989-0604 for more information on how you can be that voice. Most sincerely, Deb Lopez, Animal Fairy Charities.